Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. Hi Abriso, is that it? So yeah, you might be able to hear my kitten running around in the background. Hopefully it's not too distracting. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I forgot to get into the repo. So I'm gonna continue what we were working on last time with regex breakfast. We've done 6 streams already. Hey. And it's basically in my GitHub Gwen F and then regex bfest. Don't go to regex breakfast because that's an older version of something that I tried out a few years ago. So yeah, this is basically the mock-up of what it looks like. And in today's video, in today's stream actually, we're going to be working on the transitions in between challenges because we worked out, I'd say, most of the other bugs and features already. So I'm going to go ahead and start the Vue.js server and pull it up in the browser. Hi Athmane, hi Dark Code Lab, how are you? Still taking a minute. I haven't added any challenges into here since the last stream. I do have a list. I should stick the list that I have inside of an issue so everyone can see the list that I'm working off of, as in what challenges need to be added here. Oh, awesome. I heard about the documentary. I want to see it. Have you seen it yet? I heard about it, I think on the Vue.js news, or maybe it was Views on Vue podcast. I can't remember. Cool. Yeah, so this is pretty much working now. It'll say incorrect if you only match one, which we fixed that bug last time. And then if you match the whole thing, it will give you a great job, challenge completed type thing. And then if you go here, it should, I wonder if this works actually, because I don't know if we're testing it to not match anything. We're just making sure that it matches these two. Oh yeah, it doesn't match, I think because it's requiring us to use this global flag. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but I guess we'll have to add that later. But it does work, like if I do plate and then do the G, that works. So yeah, let me make a note of that bug. Okay, anyways, so in between these challenges, like let's say here, I'm matching the word maple and I hit enter, it just kind of appears and disappears in the next challenge. So I just want this to have a smooth animation. And if you've ever seen CSS Sushi, that's another similar type thing, only it's to learn like CSS classes and stuff. See how here the plates are animated. I'm not going to animate like this in the challenge. I think that's a bit distracting actually, just for me, because I have trouble seeing moving things. But see how the plates flew away in between challenges? And then if I do bento, they fly away. I'd like some cool animation, but in this one I'm thinking that it's gonna fly to the left side and that the new challenge will enter in from the left. Hang on one second. Yes, I know. Okay. The kitten keeps taking my socks. All right. Anyway, so where do I get started? I need a Vue.js transition component, so I already opened this. So I could just copy paste. So I don't want the fade, but there are 6 classes. Okay, yeah. So I basically, they have slide and fade. I think I just want slide. Slide, fade, enter. Yeah, I think that's it, because then it'll go a little bit and then kind of fade off screen. So let me actually try the slide and fade. That's a bit weird. Oh, that's in-out mode. Okay. And that's just plain fade. And then this is more what I want. This one. All right. I might have to put the kitten away. Yeah, this is exactly the transition that I want. So I'm just going to copy paste a transition element. Okay, so they have the if else inside. So let me see transition between components. List entering. So these are all transitions. So I'd like it to transition. Yeah, it's not, that's the thing, it's the same component, so it's not changing components. It's not even changing routes here. It's the same route, same component. The only thing it's changing is the viewx state here. So update current challenge, and it says what challenge to update. So match the first word, Vermont, and technically I want them to do, I think it's that. Yeah. And then update current challenge with the payload of 8. So let's see. So if I'm just changing one thing on the viewx state, how can I make this transition in and out? Maybe I need to make not a new component, but maybe I need to make like some kind of route here based off the challenge. Maybe that would make more sense anyways. And I'm wondering if Vue would then let this transition kind of. Dynamic transition state. Oh, state transitions. Let me see what that is. So animating state and watchers. Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. Organizing transitions, so that's all on this page. Enter and leave transitions. Okay. Again, this isn't really entering and leaving. So yeah, if anyone has any ideas on how to do this, I'm just kind of figuring it out. So I guess let me just add a transition component and then see what happens. So it's going to be inside of the body. And well, let me see view router transitions. If there's something special I can do for that, like setting a transition on view router or something. Oh, I think, can't I wrap routes in a transition element and it'll do it for me? I think I can do that. Yeah. So router view. So maybe I should create a router view instead of just only changing the challenge number on viewx. I think I could do it in this, and maybe that would create a view router view, even though this is the same component. Yeah, let me see. Let me go to the router. So here, I would have to change this to ID, I guess. And oh, wait. This is what I want to do. So here, I'm going to duplicate this, and then here I'll put ID, and I'll still render the same component, but this will be challenge. And then this will be reroute. It's probably not called reroute. I'm going to look it up in a second, but I'll reroute to challenge. So this will be name home. And then I want to, if they go to home, then I want to route them to the challenge. Or maybe I need to do a before. Maybe I need to do a before route here, so I can custom tell them to go to basically route 1. Because here, if I reroute them here directly, they won't have anything after the /. So let me look in view router. Oh, redirect. Yeah, that's it. Redirect to challenge. Actually, I could do this, so I could do that, right? Something like that. Let me look at redirect here. Redirect. Okay, so routes. Okay, so it's saying if you go to path A, it'll redirect to this path, which is what I have here, and that should be then captured in here. Okay, good. And the name of this will be challenge. And then, so let me start with the sidebar. So in the top bar, okay, so the navigate to challenge. So actually I could just change the routing in viewx, I think. So let me see, index in the store, navigate to challenge, because here I'm doing the router dot push, and I guess I can keep that the way it is. No, I can't actually. If router.history.name doesn't equal home, or if it doesn't equal challenge. So I guess I'm just going to do if it equals the other one, which is completed. So if it's completed and then they try to route to a challenge, I want it to go, I want it to go to challenge. Yeah. So I want it to go there. Although, yeah, I'll just see how that works. That's not a big deal right now. And then, so router.push completed. So if they're navigating to a challenge here, actually I want to push them to challenge no matter what. So, because I can't just update current challenge anymore. So this is old now. So let's see, router.push name, and then or I'll just say path. Alias. Okay. I think I can. Wait. Okay, that's an alias. So no, router.push. Yeah, I can do path. Hey Tony, how are you? Welcome back. Params. So params is what I want. Yeah, or I could do this. I could do name and then params. This one will not work. Why is this one different? Router.push. Oh, because this is path and then params. You have to do name and then params. Okay, I'm going to stick with name and then params. Yeah, it's all broken now. So let's see. So here I'll do name and then params, which will be index. Well, I'm going to call it, yeah, I'll just do index plus 1. That's fine. So index plus 1. Oh no. So that would be ID. So let me do this. Let me say const ID equals index plus 1. And then this I can replace with ID. Okay, so then route to the challenge with index with the proper ID. Okay, so in the router, I don't think this is working right now in the router because I'm basically wrapping all routes inside of the v content, which actually that's what I want because I don't have any further nesting on the page. So let me see what errors I have. Home is not defined. Where is that coming from? I'm not sure. So let's see. Oh, path home, name home. There we go. Yeah, thanks. So there. Okay. And now it's going to challenge 1. And now let's see. Challenge 2. And let's match this word. Yay. So it does. Now it goes to all the different challenges. So now let me see if I can wrap that in transition. Wrap the router. So where is it? It's in my app.view. I already have this inside the Viewify content tag. So I'll add transition because this doesn't nest it because transition doesn't show up on the page. Oh, transition. Okay. So let me actually see if this works. There's no transition. So I need to customize this. Hey Afsha, how are you? Okay, so I'm going to give it the name of slide and just see what that does. I haven't used view transitions in a while. Okay, so this is another problem. I should be on the 4th challenge, but it's not checking when the component loads, when the home component loads. So it's just, so it doesn't update viewx state, and then it just gives me the first challenge. So that's something I need to fix. But let me see. Awesome. Okay, there's no transition at all. Yeah, I was thinking about doing some authentication in Vue tutorials. I usually use Cognito, but Firebase, it's pretty much the same implementation in Vue. Firebase just gives you an API to do it with. So yeah, I'm just trying to, because I have to launch a couple courses on Scrimba, so I've been trying to balance my time between doing courses and doing content on here. So transition, I think I need to add dynamic transition, route-based. It's also possible to determine the transition to use dynamically based on the relationship between the target route and the current route. I don't want to do anything like that. I just want something simple. And I thought that it would give me like a default transition here. Let me try fade. And it would automatically view, viewx, and electron. Yeah, I don't know. I've actually never used Electron. I've tried another desktop app maker, I guess, called NWJS, which I guess uses the same thing. Yeah, I thought so. I need to add custom CSS. So let me get out of Vue Router and go here. And then I think there's some CSS I can start with. So slide fade. So I'm going to change this to a slide fade transition and then just copy their CSS and see. So style and slide fade below version 2.1. Okay. So don't need that. No, then I won't need this at all, right? Well, let me just see. Okay. So now let me, I didn't change this. So I need to change this to slide dash fade. And then this. So let's see if this works. Nope, it still doesn't work. Let me do this. Let me refresh it. Okay. So it's still not fading. Okay. So can I use slide fade on route transitions? Transitions between elements, components, list, reusable, dynamic. Yeah. I thought maybe the router would just give me a transition, but if it depends on leaving the page, view router transition, I don't know, in same component. Yeah, these examples are probably all to, yeah, different components. Route-based dynamic transition. Router view. It's a dynamic component. All transition APIs. We'll apply the same transition for all routes. Okay. So how do you transition between the same component when you're just changing viewx state? So I wonder if there are viewx transitions. So viewx router. Next. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Try to add mode out in. Okay, cool. So mode out in. That didn't do anything, no. Slide fade. Transition. So what's, oh, between elements, between components. What's list transition? Okay. Individual nodes, multiple nodes were run. So what about if we have a whole list of items we want to render? So they have transition groups, which, I mean, we don't have a whole list of items. So that would make okay. Yeah, I did. I put that back. And it didn't do anything here. Flip list move. Shuffle. Okay. That's pretty cool, actually. So these are all lists. That's not really helping. I feel like it would be state transition. Numbers and calculations, color display. I think this is what I'm going to have to use. Because in the example here, it's animating this, which is the same thing I'm doing except for text on the screen. Oh, enter a color. Oh, I think I need to enter a hex code. Okay. And then does a bunch of other things. Results. What in the world? It's a little bug. Oh, okay. This guy looks around after the bug. Who's this? This is Wally, right? And he reaches out further. That's really cute. Okay, so I'm going to follow this and see if I can get the state to transition correctly. So animating. Watchers allow us to animate changes of any numerical property into another property. State. That's not what I want. When you update a number, the change is animated below the input. But what about something that isn't directly stored as a number, like our text? Okay. With tween and color.js. This is a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be. And then dynamic, the data backing state transition can be updated in real time. Organizing transitions into components. Managing many state transitions can quickly increase the complexity of a Vue.js instance or component. Fortunately, many animations can be extracted out into child components. Okay, so I think it's going to be something like this color animation where they use a watch function. I guess I could change classes, but then I would need a different class for each one when they're all the same. So I don't see why I'd use a different class, because the styling doesn't change in between each one. Pass key into view router. What does key do? Oh, so view router. Would I pass in the key as in the ID of the challenge, you mean? That would be an interesting solution as a prop. Okay. And then what do I need here? Let's see. The current challenge, this is the index. Oh, current index, that's the index. So I could get the index in computed map state, then get the current index, and then from here I'll import map state from viewx, and then here I would do the current index. Oh, sweet. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. So I wonder if in out does anything extra. Let me try that. Okay, so now let me put it back. Okay, I think otherwise it doesn't animate in, or I think it got better with that. Awesome. Okay, so leave is actually a lot slower than $route.params.id. .params.id. Sorry, I'm confused what you're saying there. Okay, now I just have to make this a bit nicer. I probably want something like 0.5 seconds for both, maybe. That seems too slow exiting. So maybe I want 0.3. And let me try just slide actually. No, that didn't work. Oh, because these all have fade on them, so I'd have to remove the fade. So let me comment this out and see if I need it. All right. No. So let me comment it back in and see if it works. Oh, because it didn't have, it has slide. Okay. All right, I'm not working on that challenge. Let me go back. Oh, cool. So I wonder if I can make it go to the left. So ease, I think that's ease in and out. And then, so I do want the same thing on both. So maybe I'll do that. Okay. You can pass the challenge ID from router as prop key. Oh, okay. As the prop key. You mean just do it in here? So I have props. What is it? Props in here, and then challenge ID. Let me see. Props. Oh. Passing props to route components. Template, okay. So props. Why would it put decoupling by using props? Why would it put props as true? For routes with named views, you have to define the props option for each named views. Sidebar is false. Okay. So I can define the prop. And oh yeah. So here challenge ID. So wait, so there are a couple things I need to fix. So first in the body, no. In here, let me get rid of this. So I need to router.push the param. So I actually already have the param ID. Do I need props equals true? Is that something I'm supposed to have? Let's see, props true. So here I have this available. So I guess when this component loads, or maybe actually when the home component loads, this component. So I should check here. I basically need to check if this equals whatever and route to that page. I guess I could do a before enter. So I just want to say thank you. Now I need to. Oh, awesome. Thanks. Yeah, I have a lot more Vue.js content coming, especially when Vue 3 comes out. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making that course. before enter. So can I do something like this and say and update viewx from here? Basically, if the challenge ID doesn't match viewx, update it. Then I'll call this navigate to challenge. Is this the best way to do it? Let me know if you have a different idea. So, and also it's kind of weird because in here I'm importing router. And then what if I import viewx into, or my store into here? Then it's just a circular dependency. I wonder if maybe viewx handles that for you so it doesn't break or crash. I don't know if it does. Let me import it and just see what happens. Oh, I think I have to call next or this route will never go or something like that. But yeah, let me try importing the store. So import store from at store. Where's at store? Yeah, so at store, that should input my store from the index. And is it? No, it seems to be normal. Yeah. It's the only problem is this because I have the before enter. So I have before entering the route. Let's see. Let me actually look at the docs on this. So before enter. Okay. So you can confirm route leave. Yeah, I need to call a next. So it's to from next. And let me at least call next. So it goes to the page. And then this dot name. Note that before route enter. Before enter. Is it before route enter? Before route leave? You can define before enter guards directly on a route's configuration. Oh, this is in component. Okay. Cool. So I have before enter. Wait, so here's before enter. To.name, so I can check like to.name. And do I have access to the store? Access viewx. Let me close some of these things. Let me see if I can access viewx store from before enter route. Okay, so this guy's asking the same question. Just import the store. Okay, that's the same thing that I'm doing. So I have store here. So store dot on my store object, I guess I can just do store dot state dot current index dot state dot current index. So I need to check if this equals, I think the 2. Let me see. 2 dot params. dot id equals 2.params dot id, because the to route will be this, and will be this ID. I think that will work. So if those, actually I want to check if it doesn't equal that, then I need to I need to call the mutation to mutate the state. So update current challenge, store.update current, or store.mutations, mutations.update current challenge, and let me set that equal to 2.params.id and see if that works. All right, let me go back here, and something's wrong. Mutations is undefined. So, oh yeah, I need to, what was it, commit, or yeah, commit a mutation, right? So store, is it dot commit? I did this somewhere else in here. Okay, good. Yeah, you're right. So it was commit. Oh, I think I did it in a component. I thought I did it in a component. Maybe I moved it. Yeah, store.commit, and then I think store.commit this mutation. And then, yeah, I don't know what. Oh, wait. Yeah, I do need that, but. So update current challenge, and then I have to, yeah, set it to that. Okay. I'll set it to the ID. Oh, it'll have to be the ID -1. Yeah, because the current challenge index is 0 based, and the challenge IDs up here are start at 1. So I think this will be correct. Let's see. So that's might be a good sign. That's challenge 4. So let's see, challenge 3. Now let's see if I refresh. I'm at challenge 3, which is uppercase toast. And if I refresh, it goes to challenge 4. So I do need to -1 from this. Yeah, which makes sense. Okay, so now, yeah, it goes to the right challenge. Okay, so that seems to work well. I feel like this importing into both files, I've had trouble with that in the past, but seems like Vue does something to handle it, where I can import store into router, router into store, and it still works. Okay, so that works. And then there were a couple other issues, I guess. Okay. And I guess the animation I can always make better over time. Oh yeah, there was the not matching. So where is that challenge? So this one. So right now this will work, but really I only want to match plate. So I want to check that they're not matching more than plate. So let's see. Let me close all of these. And then I'll just update, or I'll, so in the body component. So when I do these checks for next challenge, let's see. I have, so how do I make it only match if it matches these two? And this will also help because then I don't have to worry so much because they'll have to use a global flag. I mean, they won't be able to do things like this and just match the whole thing. So let's see. So here's where I check. So I have to see what unmatched. So where does this start? So unmatched is an array of all the things that aren't matched. To match is the array from, let's see, in challenges. So I have this array of all the items they have to match. So on the challenge I'm looking at, which is plate, I have to match. So plate, so basically what happens is I have my plate array, which is matched. So it checks to make sure that they're including the G flag, which is required for this challenge. And then it checks to make sure they've matched plate, which they do. But here I should include it in unmatched if they match too much, I think. So maybe I need to like splice words out as they match them. I'm not sure. So they're not supposed to match this or is larger than or the period. So how do I do that? Let's see. So I could break it up. I could break it up into, let's see. Into an array and see if they match too many things. But it's going to be hard. Like I could, this challenge would be easy because I could break it up on spaces into an array. But this one breaks on new line characters. And if I have a phone number, well, actually, I should only break it on new lines or spaces. So, okay. So let's say I break up the full text. I mean, I could do the cheap way and make a to not match, but I think I should just take full text and break it up in, let me just put it up here for right now and then figure out where to do it. So oh wait, let me pull out full text from here. So I'll do it at the beginning. Full text. So so I should check full text here. So maybe I can add anything that's matched inside of full text in here, but I can also splice out, the anything in to match. So let me do this. Let not to match equal full text. And I won't use, let's see, I don't want to mutate this, obviously, because I'm getting it from somewhere else. And splice will mutate it, so I could do .slice, but I just want to take something out of the middle, so then I could do. So let me just make a copy of full text. Copy equals, let's see, how do I guess I can just do, because it's a primitive, right? So I can do this, and then it doesn't point to the same thing, right? Is that true? So then I could do splice. Splice, and let me just look, JavaScript splice on a string. Oh, wait, I don't want W3 schools. This is .slice. They don't have .splice in here. Let me see. Array.prototype.splice. Okay. So maybe I'll split it into an array first then. So then .split, and then let me see .split. So oops. .split. No, I had it a minute ago. Oh, I did find split. Okay. So can I use regex? I'm sure I can use regex inside .split. Yeah, okay. So how do I match all breaking characters, like return spaces? Let me see. Regex match returns and spaces. Match the carriage return, line feed. Okay, I thought there was some kind of shortcut, I guess. So let me just try this. Am I doing /n or r? What was I doing? /n, yeah. So here, I think I could do this, and I think in the split method I don't need that. So let me try it with this, and so .log not to match, and see how that works. Okay. Okay, so I have this. This dot plate is larger than that plate, or this plate is larger than that plate. Okay, and then I can splice out dot splice So now that it's an array, I'll splice out actually, so to match, I need to remove, I don't think I can just use splice unless I can pass an array to splice. Let me see. Let's see. MDN splice. Yeah, so splice, because I have to say, yeah, after the first element, I want to insert it and remove 0 elements and insert this. But I don't have to insert something, which is what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, so I do have to find out where it is in the array, and that's where I'm wondering if it would just be easier to do a to not match here. And then specifically say, instead of having all this extra logic inside the next challenge. Of course, I could be having, you know, a whole paragraph. So let me see if I split this into an array, and I guess it would be better to probably use a filter here. So let me use a filter, and I'll say return is it value, return value does not equal or is not included, I guess, inside this array. So is that sum or includes? I think it's sum, right? Return, let's say not valid.sum. Let me see how that works. So MDN sum. And then I can check to see if it's in the array. So yeah, so sum already returns true or false, which is good. So even checks whether an element is okay. So this is just the function being passed to sum. The sum method tests whether at least one element in the array passes the test implemented by the function. Okay, so let's see. So value.sum. So I would have to check the array, I guess, but I'm already looping through. So what I want to check against is the to match array, because I'm already looping through this new full text array that I've made. And actually, I'll just do full text here because I don't need to make a copy. I'm not mutating it in any way. So let's say value.sum to match is .sum. So I'm passing it this array. This isn't an array, so actually I need to pass it this array and then do something with the value inside here, which is another function I'm going to put the function inside now, and then maybe I'll clean it up after. So I need a true or false statement in here. And I'll call it element because that's what the docs call it. So element is equal to, so return element is equal to value. And I think I need a not equals. Let me see. So if I have this to match array and I want to find out if anything in the to match array, if value is found anywhere in the to match array. So if any of the elements equal value, this will return true. So I think I need a not here. And let me log that and see what it comes out with. Okay, so this is larger than that. Okay, cool. So I definitely took out the first plate here, but I still wanted to take out the second plate. Oh, okay. Because it is, all right, because it's just splitting on, let's see, this is larger than that plate. So because it's just splitting on spaces, it includes a period here, and that's why it's not matching. So I think if and I'm going to put this back in after, but if I took out the period, then it would, yeah, then it matched both of them. So even though I made all of this extra code, I think actually I'm going to get rid of it and get rid of this and just have a to not match array. If there's anything to not match, then I will have a to not match array, because that just makes my life much easier. Because I could have, unless anyone else has a better idea, but I mean, I could have any number of pieces of punctuation or anything, and the only other thing, maybe I'm just going about this wrong. Maybe I just need to remove it based on regex. I could just remove it based on regex and then have it in the array. Let me try that real quick, actually. So save that. Oh wait, did I have? No, I didn't add anything. Okay, so let me actually put this back. And then full text. So I'm sure someone has done this before. So remove text from string with regex. Regex. And let me put JavaScript. Oh yeah, string.replace. Okay, yeah, that would actually be so much simpler. What was I thinking? All right, is string.replace mutating? String.replace, let me see. Returns a new string with some, yeah, I guess you can't really, yeah, it's, anyways. So the string.replace and then regex, and then you can optionally pass the second argument which is what you want it. No, I think you need it. What you want to replace it with, which in our case will just be an empty string. So let me put let not to match equal let's say string dot which string? So full text dot replace yeah. So I can replace based off of some kind of regex and then replace it with an empty string. So, but I think I will need to do this inside of the thing is, where is it? The toMatch is an array, so I can't just say whatever's in the array. I could make regex out of the toMatch array and then plug it in here. I don't think that's a good solution. So let's see. If I went ahead and did split full text, into an array, which might be a good idea. And then but then I would map. I guess I would map over it, but I'd want to remove elements. Then I could map over it and rejoin it into a string. And then I could set valid here based off of if it matches anything. I could check if it's valid based off of if it matches anything. Yeah, if it matches anything in this not to match string. Okay, so I do need to let's loop through toMatch here then. Although I'm already looping through toMatch, so I wonder if I could piggyback here. Oh. It's okay. I didn't realize I've been on over an hour again. Yeah, but I want to finish this off before I close the stream. So let's see. So not to match. So this will also be a string. And I'll comment that out. All right, so I have not to match, which will be a string. And then since I'm already looping over toMatch in here, I'm just going to do something extra inside of filter, which, I mean, filter, I don't think I'm supposed to really make side effects out of filter. Yeah, I'm going to have to make another loop, sorry. So I'm going to have to do equals toMatch dot toMatch is an array. No, because then I'll have to, yeah, so this has to stay like it is. And then here I'm going to have to do toMatch dot for each. And I'll put this inside the if statement in a second. So dot for each, loop through each one, and then full text. Let's see. So for each value in the to-match array, I want to take it out of full text. So I'm gonna start this equal to full text, and then I'm gonna keep changing it. So not to match dot replace replace this value and I'm going to do this with regex so it replaces it globally. So okay, so it replaces it globally and then replaces it with what? With an empty string. Okay, and that will take it out of not to match, and I'll get rid of this. And then what I'll do in here, well, first let me log out not to match and see what it is. Console.log not to match. So not to match is the whole thing. It's supposed to replace, oh, that's right. I'm going to have to create a new regex because it's just looking for value as in the string value. That's not right. Okay. So I'm going to, in this scope, I'm going to create, use let re equal new regular expression, and then pass in value and then put global after, and then use this as the regular expression. Okay, and that should work. No, it didn't work. Do I have to refresh? All right. No, it's not. So what's going on here? To match is plate. Let's see. So, oh, is replace, is that mutating it? Maybe it's not. Yeah, because new string. Okay. So I'm going to have to do this, I think. And that should work. Let's see. Yeah, awesome. Though it did put an extra space in there. So I wonder why it's putting an extra space. Because, I mean, I'm replacing it with an empty string. Dot replace. Let's see. Switches the words. Okay. Is there a dot? I mean, I think this should be splice actually, right? Because do I want to remove it based off of the regex? Yeah, there it's not giving me an extra. Why is it giving me an extra space in it? That's so weird. Dot not to match. Yeah, it seems like everybody else is doing the same thing. Wonder. Yeah, it's still giving me an extra space. So I wonder if I could just, I'm tempted to leave it for right now because the stream's already over an hour and 20 minutes. So it's pretty much what I want, but let me make a note that not to match dot replace adds an extra space to the string. Okay. Anyway, so that works other than that issue. And then this valid, so I want to make this valid true. Now I'm going to check this not to match against the user's regex. I already checked it against what I want to be matched. So let me check. So I'll get rid of valid here. I guess it doesn't matter where I put it, but I just want to, so let's say valid equals, let me check not to match dot test. Where is it? So regex is the user regex. So dot test against, now is it regex.test or string.test? Let's see. Regex test mdn. Yeah, so it's regex.test. So I need to switch these around. Regex. All right. So let's see. Let me go through this logic. So if the test, so if this is true, then it's actually not valid because I don't want the user's regex to match anything in the not to match string. So I think this will be correct. Let me see. Okay, it was already doing that though, but let me see. Plate. Okay, plate. And of course I don't have the global flag, so it's not going to. And now let me see. Yay, that works. Awesome. It's not perfect yet, but it works. So today we got the challenge transitions working. It also works, let's say I'm on challenge 6, so it's 6 here. If I reload the page, it stays with the same challenge, which is good. And then in viewx, which I should be, let's see, I should probably be persisting viewx anyways. But either way, I want them to be able to route to the right challenge here. Another thing, I'll have to do this next stream, but I want them to optionally leave this draw menu out. If they want to, they can hide it or leave it out. So maybe I just want to make it like a custom sidebar instead of an actual navigation draw, because the navigation draw you expect to click away and it closes kind of. But the expectation I want here is that you can leave these open and still do the challenge instead of having to like click to close and then click here. Anyway, yeah, so I think that is good for today. I have the not matching done. I think I fixed another bug of some kind. And then, of course, I have it where it shows invalid regex. And then what I really need to do here is add an issue of all the things that I want to cover for the challenges so everyone can see what challenges I want to put in. But yeah, feel free to leave me a comment or raise an issue or change this repo however you want. And I will be streaming. Today's Tuesday. I'm going to try to stream at 1 p.m. Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern time where I'm at. And I will post in a few hours whether or not I can make it on that stream. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you on Thursday. Take care.